All right, folks, let's try this round two. We'll go a second time at this attempt. I don't know what was going on with Starlink, but had to end up shutting it all the way down and then rebooting everything. Sometimes it's like that. I don't know. Starlink, I'll tell you this: being a subscriber of Starlink for the past 2 years, I think it's been roughly 2 years. It really was bad when it first started. And I'm not saying bad. I mean, compared to what we had here in the mountains, it was even amazing at that point. But it was really bad. Like, you couldn't even stream. You couldn't have a constant like video call. It would go in and out because they didn't have enough of those satellites. But over the past, I don't know, year, it's really gotten good. And it's, over the past 6 months, it's been good enough to stream, no interruptions. Upload speeds are good for the videos. I think an average 10-minute video takes me about an hour to upload, something like that, an hour and 10 minutes. But yeah, whatever happened when we tried to go live about 30 minutes ago, it was not having it. So Starlink had to be rebooted 100%. And that takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the satellite and everything to align, and for the dish and all that to get its signal. So I don't know. It's working now. I also, in the meantime, fixed my own audio issue with the Steam Deck. I had a funny thing happen yesterday, and I'll talk about this really quick because it goes back to, I thought I was going to have to do another RMA and return this Steam Deck. So I was recording videos, and if you watch my videos, where we're just showing gameplay on the Steam Deck, you see that there's a cord coming out the top, and that's plugged into the auxiliary jack, and it goes into like a DJI like wireless mic pack kind of thing. You can't see it in there, I don't know why, but it's like this little thing, and then this piece is connected to your cell phone, like my iPhone. And I record everything with an iPhone. So, and I plugged it in, and the speakers were working, and I didn't notice it the first video I recorded. And that video was trash because it recorded no audio. It was coming out of the speakers. And then I noticed it the second time. It's funny how you do the same thing over and over again. You just don't notice so much. You're just not looking for it. But when I went to record the second one, I noticed like, oh, there's no audio going through the audio jack. And I tried it with headphones, and I thought, oh man, the actual audio jack broke on the Steam Deck. And not that it would have surprised me, but I already had one issue where I had to send an entire Steam Deck back and get them to replace it for the battery issue. And I talked a little bit about that, I don't know, a couple live streams back, 4 or 5 live streams back, something like that. And they fixed it and they sent it to me. It just took a little bit of time. But this one, I was like, I don't want to go through that again, because this is, something I need every day to record those videos and to get them done. It just really bugs me when I've got like the time to do a bunch of them, because I've got like jury duty. I think I mentioned that yesterday, coming up like tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So I can't do anything. So I've got to like record a bunch. So I went to record them. Audio jack wasn't working. And ultimately I found the fix on Reddit, funny enough. And it was really odd. It was, and I'll show you here on the screen. The audio jack stopped working, and what I read was you had to go in and you had to go here, and I'm not going to change anything because it's working right now, but you had to select speakers, like the word speakers. You had to select that, back out, and this was while your head jack was plugged in. Then you had to go back in and you had to select external device, and then you had to back out, and then you had to go back in and select default external device, or auto is normally what it says, default auto, and then back out again, and then select speakers one more time. And then the damn audio jack started working. It was really weird. And it was like the exact way somebody put it on Reddit. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is why you have Reddit, I would have I couldn't have imagined that would have worked as well as it did. And it was one of those things where it was just, I didn't know what to do. I thought, okay, we're going to have to send, the whole Steam Deck back and get it, not refurbished, but because I don't think they refurbish them right now. I think what they do is they just send you a brand new one as soon as the issue happens. So, or as soon as you get the RMA. So it was just random stuff. But before we get in, one more. Wait, where'd I go? Oh, there we go. Before we jump into Outer Worlds, well, we'll actually load it up and get it started. So this is the remaster that just came out today. And if you already have it, you can upgrade your copy. If you already had the complete, I guess, Outer Worlds set, something like that, you can upgrade it for like $10. So it's not bad. It's actually, if you have everything, I think it's like $8.66. And it is performing really well, like compared to the original Outer Worlds on the Steam Deck, where I think the only way I could get it to do anywhere near 60 was to drop it to 800 by 500 resolution. This one gets 60. I think it's shaders causing it to fluctuate so much until they get loaded in, but it's getting 60 at 1280 by 800 on the Steam Deck. So they did something. Pretty happy about it. But before we jump into that, I wanted to share something with you guys. And you know that if you watch the channel, you know I do a lot of stuff with Humble Bundle. I've been a partner of theirs for like 7 years. Hello, welcome. And I just wanted to let everybody know that they've got two things going on. So they've got give me a sec. They've got that charity for the earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria still going on. So if you haven't checked that out, it's obviously for a good cause, you know, think about it that way, but it's also like a really good deal if you like video games. So you get something out of it as a gamer, but you're also putting a lot into the charity as well, which is really nice. So let me show you here just really fast. Sorry, there we go. I've got two things. So that one is, where's my web browser? Let me pull that up. Of course, my web browser still is giving me trouble. Like everything else works except for the web browser. Well, and even that doesn't work all that well. So where is this one? Is that it? It's not wanting to bring it up. Why not? Let me try it here. Nope, still not wanting to bring it up. Yeah, I've been having problems with, not just with my PC rigging at. What if I just do desktop? Can we do that? Okay. Wow, it's really zoomed in. How about this? There we go. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. So it's going to probably be really zoomed in for a second until I fix this. Let's see. Let's just bring this down a little bit. It's super zoomed in. And we'll get it a little bit here. There we go. That's good enough. Yeah, so they have this bundle. This is the one for Syria and Turkey. It's raised about $3 million, but it's $30 and you get 70 games plus like this digital comic book or anime. Sorry, not comic book, but anime. And then this rule book for Starfinder. But you get like Batman, Ghost Runner, all of that in there. I get nothing from this. So this is just purely being that it's a good deal and it's for a good cause. So you can check that out. I'll drop this into the chat. Hopefully my chat is connected again. Of course it's not. It is just one of those days where that chat doesn't want to work. Let me grab it over here and I'll drop it into chat. I have my editing PC here that I use as well, so it's readily available. But yeah, like I said, good deal. This is going for just, I think it's today and it ends tomorrow morning. So it's been going for about 7 days, something like that. So you can still grab it if you were looking for that. And I'm going to drop that. There's that in chat. It's a big URL. Is it gonna go? Oh, it's too big. Oh my God. Well, let's do this then. I'm gonna delete it down to here. I think that will work for it. That was a huge URL. So that's the URL for that one. And then just, is the Steam Deck worth buying? Oh, yes. Yeah, it's definitely worth buying. I can tell you it's the most used device that I have. Well, obviously for the channel, I do a lot of videos, but outside of that, like I play it the most in the house. Even with all the other stuff, I do use it a lot. And then the other one is where'd it go? Jeez. Let me try signing in. Give me a second. I'm going to switch back over. It's too annoying because I've got everything on my screen here. There we go. And we don't need this. So let's get rid of that. There we go. I'm going to try signing in here. I don't know why my chat's not signed in. It's just really random. The other one is they put out their monthly bundle today. And it's got some decent games. It's like $12. And it's got, let's see, I can bring that one up now. There it is. That's it. So this is just housekeeping, but they put this out today. It's $12 a month. You only sign up month by month. It's not a subscription for like, you can do a year, you get it a little cheaper, but you get Biomutant, Jurassic World Evolution 2, which are both two decent games. I don't care for Biomutant as much, but Jurassic World is excellent. You get Edge of Eternity, it's a good game. Heroes Hour and Rogue Lords. And then this Golden Light looks interesting. So I'll have videos of all these going up here for the days that I'm doing jury duty, so you guys can find that out. But the channel, just so you know, if you do buy this, if you use the link that's in the chat, the channel does get a portion of the sale. So it is part of it. The one for the earthquake, for Syria and Turkey, the charity, that one does not give the channel anything. It's just a good cause and a great deal. So let's go ahead and jump in. Sorry, I wanted to get all that stuff out of the way because so much had happened on there today. Let's get rid of that. Okay, Spacer's Choice. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, no, of course, and welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel. All right. So this is, again, in the description of the video, you'll find the link to do the upgrade. So if you already have the Outer Worlds on Steam, you can then update yours for like I said, around $10, something of that nature. If you don't, this is for sale now. This just launched and you get like everything plus the remastered graphics and changes and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and jump in. I've got a actually, let's look at settings first. So because we're direct capturing it, it's not going to be 1280 by 800. It's going to be 1280 by 720. But it does do 1280 by 800. And it, as far as I could see, in most cases, it was hitting 60 after the shaders are loading in the areas, right? And we'll take a look at that and we'll go back through some of the ones that I went through. There were points where it hit like 40, but I think that was only due to it was still preloading shaders. Pretty much everything is set to low though, right, in that sense. And when I did the detect graphics settings, it did set everything to low. So they're realistic about it. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Did I change anything? I don't think I changed anything. I haven't. Yeah, whatever. Did I change anything? 720. Everything's on low. Yeah, I don't know what it said I changed. Maybe the resolution from the Steam Deck running at 1280 by 800 to 720. I don't know. But we'll take a look at it. But yes, I do. Oh, something's weird with my green screen. It's a little too far back or something. Does that fix it? Not really. that fixed it. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, you can see it's kind of loading in right now, 40s. If we go back in, let's run back in here. We'll kind of go back through, before we go any further, let's kind of go back through the areas that I've already been through and see what we get on it. So yeah, in the city, like I said, you know, it bounces around a little bit, but then it kind of levels out at around 60. Now, again, you're playing at 720, right? Which is close to what you'd be playing. It's actually just slightly under what the Steam Deck does. And is that actually running still? I'm just nervous about that Starlink connection. Because it just, I don't know. It just was like nothing this morning. Nothing was wrong. And then when I went live at 2, it just basically fell apart. So this is the way I came. Yeah, you know, I do understand that. I used to distribute games, and I published like 4 games through Steam, and I know what you mean. Yeah, your native language is not usually included in eeFoGees, which is what we would have called it. So English, French, Italian, German, Spanish would be the main ones that we would target. Now, obviously, newer devs and indies, they're using different companies to help localize to more areas. I think actually Steam, if I'm not mistaken, I think they support like 70 languages, something like that. So it's really not Steam's issue. It's more like the developer's issue because they don't support the native language, right? In that sense. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I know it's not really set up the greatest, and localization can be super expensive on a developer publisher. It can be, you can do some automation anymore. It's not that you have to have like a native speaker, but you can really run the risk of sounding ridiculous when you're trying to use some of the automated programs. They can be really bad. And they can make you look really ridiculous when you're trying to have the game, you know, when you're saying certain phrases. And this is just, and I'll even say it from like English to German, since it's right part of eeFoGees, which you would normally include in a game development cycle. Something said in English may not translate directly through one of those programs and may come across just sounding crazy to a German speaker, right? Or to a German text. It's really funny. You have to, localization's tough. It can't be. So you saw that area. I mean, we were doing 60 frames there because we had walked through it. So I think we'll see close to 60 across the board. Maybe it's my lights that are causing the issue here. We'll run back out through that city. But, you know, right now it's like 40s, 50s. And it's funny, I don't know why it would be 40s and 50s there when we just came through there, but maybe it's because we didn't go that direction. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, now we're hitting back to 60. But, you know, the previous version of this, before they did the update, it didn't even get anywhere near 60 frames per second on the Steam Deck. Is that this here? Maybe that's what it is. It's one of my lights. My lights are causing some funny dark shading. I think it might be my desk down there. So right here, this is a new area which I hadn't walked through. So we're in the 40s, 30s, 40s. But I think it's still really trying to load into this area. But even here, I mean, even 30 to 40, I do see it dropping into the 20s. I think that's still better than we saw in the original game when we first recorded it. See a guy all the way up there. I got my trusty companion. Is her name Pavordi? what's her name? Pavardi, our engineer. Oh. Now I've got it on super easy just so we can get through and see some of the game, see some of the quality and stuff like that. And, you know, we'll try here in a little bit, we'll try upping it to like 1920 by 1080, see what we're getting on the Steam Deck. And we'll try, you know, some different ranges of resolutions to see what we get. Now, when I was testing it earlier, it's still pulling about 22 watts, 23 watts, upwards of 25 on peak. So this is one of those games where you're probably going to get maybe an hour and a half on the battery. That's just based on testing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I like YouTube. I used to do Twitch for many years. I still like Twitch too, but I like the YouTube format a little bit better. Especially because I was able to hold like a normal job and be able to make videos. I didn't do a lot of live streaming, but I was able to do a lot of videos, which is nice. But yeah, I like to talk about all sorts of game development and game design, publishing. I mean, that's what I did for so long, so. And sometimes I know everything, and sometimes I don't know anything about the subject. It just depends. A lot changes in game development, as you can imagine, or game publishing, especially different platform by platform publishing. Oh. I was trying to get away. Again, playing on easy and I'm dying. Oh, there was a guy behind me. We got to take it a little bit easier. I forgot there were so many guys right in that area. So we've gotten a little bit further. Let's kind of see how the game loads now, because we'll start right outside of that fence, I believe, again. And we'll see if we get... Oh, no, we actually started a little closer. I thought we were going to start a little bit further back. I know they were around here. Oh, I see them now. You know what? We haven't done any skill perks yet. Let's just throw some in there. How about ranged? We're just going to load up on the ranged stuff right now. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, we're what, 40s, 50s, somewhere in there still, even in this newer area. I didn't do any melee, so I'm not really going to have any luck with that, I don't think. I love that Obsidian went with the same ideas and learnings that they had in Fallout. What was kind of funny, I guess, was with... oh, come on, dude. Those clean shots. With Obsidian doing Fallout New Vegas, they learned basically all the tricks that they had to from Bethesda, right? And then went on their way, and then they made this game. And Bethesda, I think, kind of felt like, they've basically ripped us off. But we'll talk a little bit about that. Most people know the issue that Bethesda and Obsidian had over Fallout New Vegas. But if you don't, let's start there. So most of the time, this isn't all of the time, but most of the time a developer and publisher relationship will be a little weird. And they'll put like, you know, a challenge, or, you know, they'll have some kind of bonus that you can attain or go after. And New Vegas was one of those scenarios where Bethesda put everything in the hands of Obsidian. They didn't develop it in-house. And they wanted to... Does this game have DLSS? No, it does not have any options for DLSS. Well, for FSR, I don't believe it has any options for DLSS either, because they don't show up here, and I don't think they would show up if you had an NVIDIA card either. These are the settings that we're playing on right here, but there is nothing in there. There is dynamic resolution, so they do give you that adjustment, which I don't remember the original Outer Worlds having. But then that's about it. It's all on low. So hopefully that answers your question. So Obsidian took on Fallout, right, for Fallout New Vegas. But the deal, as far as everybody was aware, is that they had to hit a Metacritic score of 85 to get like a bonus, right? And the bonuses can be considerable with a franchise like that. You're talking about $20, $30 million, maybe $10 million, some massive $1 million number. You know, Ollie, I have not, and welcome again. I haven't checked out too many of Arab YouTubers. Now, I believe I have in the past on Twitch. When I was doing that, I used to run into a few, but on YouTube, I have not checked out too many. But I will definitely take a look. I know that I do get Eli Slaymaker. Thank you for the follow, or the subscribe. Sorry. I will say that I do get a lot of folks from around the world that watch the videos, and I think it's the Steam Deck, right? The no commentary. It just makes it pretty convenient to be able to watch when somebody's not talking. So you get a lot of people from all over the world. Getting your Steam Deck tomorrow, Wooter. Nice. How's the Outer Worlds? Nice game. Introduce the deck. Yes, this game. So this is the new remastered version that came out just today. This version plays far better on the Steam Deck than the original version. But the Steam Deck obviously wasn't out at the time when they made the original game, like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was 2017, was it? No, 2019. I think it was 2019 when the Outer Worlds came out. So obviously with this remaster, Private Division and Obsidian did some work together to make sure that they optimized it as well. But the graphics, graphically, I think it is pretty impressive what they've been able to do so far. They've adjusted a lot, especially if you're playing on a higher end system. 720p may not notice it as much, but in lighting and shaders and different things, shadows, you'll notice it. But welcome. Let's talk to Grace here.
Looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Well, that's nice. There we go. So what I was saying about Obsidian was there's a considerable bonus for Fallout New Vegas. Well, they didn't hit an 85% Metacritic score, and that wasn't necessarily... a lot of people think Obsidian did a great job and that Fallout New Vegas is probably the best Fallout that ever happened or that ever hit the market so far. But they learned a lot from that, and everything in, the Outer Worlds is basically what they learned from doing Fallout New Vegas. And I know that really that bothered Bethesda by the time that they brought this out, because they were like, they took everything and they just made their own. But then to everybody to be acquired by Microsoft, it really didn't matter in the end. With Bethesda being bought by Microsoft and Obsidian, who cares, right? In the end, it was fine. It's kind of a funny way to go around it and get around bad feelings. Yeah, definitely. I would check this one out. It's good. It's a great game. Either way, if you went with the old one or the new one. I know where Adeline is. We just got to get past this.
Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Yep, we've all got problems.
Explains why you're still...
This one has a lot of humor in it, in this game.
No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye out.
Not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
All right, so I want to leave. I'm going to go past you. And we'll go down here. So now we're coming into another area that we haven't loaded into yet before. So 40s, 30s, 40s. I mean, it's not unsurprising that we'd get that in this area. It's still kind of out in the open. It's not an enclosed area that you load into, but I still think there's something to do with pre-shaders loading. Oh, you enjoyed PUBG? I liked PUBG for a while. I liked, Fortnite obviously when it came out, and I find them all interesting, but eventually I'm not a huge multiplayer person myself. Leonid, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you. But yeah, some of the games I've been connected to and publishing were online. Some of them, when I was a publisher, we would go out and get, and they were MMOs, things like that. But I've never really been as big on that. I guess just maybe age difference, right? Times of growing up when I played games, when I didn't. I think there's a guy here we want to talk to. But, we're getting 40s, 50s, some in these areas. Let's do one thing really fast before we talk to that guy. I want to bounce. Now, obviously, this isn't going to change the resolution on your end, but you should see the clarity come through. It's still going to be 720, but we're going to try and bump the game up a little bit. If it'll allow me. I don't know if it'll allow me while we're here. I might have to save. Yeah, you know what? Let's wait a second. Can we save right here? I think we can save right here. Let's save the game. We'll back out. We'll tell the Steam Deck, hey, we want you to do 1080p. And we'll see if we can't get a reading on like how well this plays. I think it's probably going to be below 30, but it's we might as well give it a try. So let's quit out really fast. It'll only take a minute. Well, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, Ollie, I just don't play a lot of online. Although I like watching it, just not a huge fan of it. Or not a huge player myself. I like it. I'm just not a player myself on it. I guess my skills for that have gone down, gone downhill. Okay, so let's go back in. We'll tell the Steam Deck, see if we can force it to 1080p. Well, you know what? Let's just force it to native, which I'm on a 4K screen. It won't play in 4K, we know that, but we'll give it a try, right? And we'll see how high we can take it and what the resolutions are, and what kind of performance we get. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out, checking these out. I like to do, after I put a video up, I like to do, like for newer games, kind of this time where we can sit there, do a live stream, walk through the settings, see how the game runs, see what we can get out of it, if there's any changes that need to be noted or anything like that. Okay, so now we should be able to tell this thing to run. Well, windowed, it'll do that. Full screen, we can go to 1080 1080p. So let's go ahead and try running that with everything set to low. Now, even on the menu, we've dropped 20 frames, close to that. So let's see what we get when we're in game. 16 by 900 usually. What is going on with the screen? The green screen still. Oh, there it is. It's just aimed towards me too much. It's not aimed that way enough. There we go. So at 1080p, we're getting 20s to 30s. but the fidelity is obviously there, right? So you may not notice it on your end being at 720p. The stream is stuck at that, but there's definitely in the text and all of that. It's a dark game, though. Actually, it's really dark. Let's turn up the brightness. I didn't see brightness here. I see quality. UI. Am I just missing this? Gamma? Oh, no, wait. No, that wouldn't do it. Oh, no, there it is. Yep, gamma. That's what we need. There we go. That'll help. Ooh. It really brightened it up. It's shocking almost. It almost looks wrong. Okay, let's go talk to the old woman in here then. So yeah, we're hitting 30s at 1080p. And this is without FSR, right? So here's Adela, or Adelaide.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fix
It's
you up.
40s when we're talking to people.
Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying?
All right, Leonid. Oh,
You should
excellent.
try some of my tobaccorn tea.
Thank you for checking it out.
Spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
It's, let's see. Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson. You here on behalf
Reed
of
Thompson's the guy that owns the town, basically.
What's Reed's idea of peace then?
Living off power that belongs to the town, come back to the cannery, that's about it. Let's see, Reed asked to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends. That's what he said.
Amends. Spare me.
She doesn't believe him.
Everything Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here.
Oh, that's cool, Ollie. So it's translating, there's another program, or is it YouTube that's doing the, like, is it like transcription? Like I would imagine it being like on the screen. Hi, Father's Face. Welcome. Counter-Strike 2 Steam Deck. I don't know if you'd ever see that, right? Like, well, wait, Counter-Strike, what are we on? Are we on Counter-Strike? Again, it's been so long since I played it. I don't know. I haven't tried Counter-Strike on the Steam Deck. Let's just say that. I have it. It's one of those games that's just in a, you know, a list of more games to go through. I think I have it. Let me look. I can definitely try it. Yeah, so I have regular Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike 2, I don't know if they'll ever get into that, but... But yeah, if you're curious about how Counter-Strike runs, yeah, the new one coming soon. I would imagine it being a Valve game that they're going to have it optimized. Most of their games are optimized for Steam Deck. That's my understanding, right? What I can see of what I own. So I would imagine they're going to have it running just fine. But I haven't tried, like I said, I haven't tried the original Counter-Strike yet. I think there was some DRM issue, though, or anti-cheat, but I think they got around that. A lot of games have started to get around that. Either they're getting rid of it or they're adjusting or changing. I know Fallout 76, you couldn't run it because the anti-cheat wouldn't work, and then they kind of tore it out and redid it, I think. So now it works just fine. So I think there are games that they're doing it with, but I think Counter-Strike works. I have to try it one day. Divert your power. I'm not going to do this.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Steam Deck or Neo? Oh, you know, are you asking only which one would be better? I'll tell you that if that's the question, I would say, yeah, that's what I was saying, or not, or what is it? Is it Aberrado? New Counter-Strike? I don't think it's there yet. It's not out yet, but there is talks, right? As Father's Face was saying. But Ollie, back to yours. I would say the Steam Deck would be the better device to go with. The reason being is it's a known hardware to Steam, and they're not building things for other products, right? They don't build clients necessarily to work with an HP machine or an Alienware machine, or NVIDIA or anything like that. Yes, they make adjustments for them. They try to work with them. But, you know, for the Steam Deck, they're building the Steam Deck, and they build it to functionally support it for as long as they can. Same thing with their Index headset. Same thing with, you know, other devices they've had in the past that they built first party. So I don't know. I think that having a group of these new portable machines coming out that are all pretty powerful, maybe even more powerful than the Steam Deck. I don't know if you'll get the benefit of having more power, because the Steam Deck, they're building Proton and working with it to massage it to work with the Steam Deck, not these other devices. So that's the only thing I could say. Plus, it's half the price, right, of some of those other ones that are coming out right now. But I will say this. I like the Steam Deck a lot. The channel is based on it. But I still question how long the Steam Deck can last. It's a tough thing because there's some games, Returnal. I'm trying to think of a couple right off the top of my head. Returnal, Wild Hearts. What was the other game? Harry Potter was okay, but those three, you know, would be pretty good examples because they just came out and only one of them ran well off the bat. But then you see Atomic Heart, and not to say that it was done by any better developers, right, or anything like that, but Atomic Heart came out and ran almost as well as you would ever expect a game to run on the Steam Deck, being a brand new game, right, in that sense. And yeah, I think that the other two, is it optimization? Could they make Returnal run better? I know there's patches that have been dropped for Wild Hearts and some others, but you know, there's still like some things they're doing that the Steam Deck just isn't ready to take on for most games. I know that there was the patch that just came out for the Steam Deck, the firmware update gave Doom Eternal ray tracing, which I didn't think that was going to be possible. So they're still trying to make certain things better, but I think there's only going to be a level that they can get to. They're going to have to do a Steam Deck 2 or something down the road. So it's not the end all, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I would say that going with the Steam Deck is better than going with a third-party handheld PC. I need a power regulator. There's where we're at.
You want chip parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be.
Yeah, Steam Deck, that's right, Father's Face. Steam Deck is closest to a console experience. That's why I think you see a lot of people, if you look at the comments in the videos that I do, over the 520 games that I've put out so far, I think there's a playlist that has I have a playlist that has all of them together. If you go through there and look at the comments, a lot of people come from console. It's not there's a lot of PC players, but there's a lot of console players because I think it is more comfortable. Although there's still some finessing, right, that you have to do. Doom is extremely optimized, yes. The engine and all that, it's fantastic. I'll help her. A hero to you, maybe. Let's see. I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
That was a long conversation because I started a conversation, but let's go ahead and get out of here and we'll go help them get their power. We'll do some action stuff. Done with the talking. So again, we're playing at 1920 by 1080 on my end. So the Steam Deck is running at 1920 by 1080. On your end, you're still only getting a 720p stream, but the fidelity difference at 1080p to 720 is obviously considerable, but still, this is running 30 to 40 frames per second. A little bit here and there as you go into new areas, it's dropping into 20s, but 30 to 40 in the kind of open world area. It's not too bad. When we get inside that building, I bet it'll be 60 frames per second. But for anybody new that's just joining, if you're playing at just a 1280 by 800, the Steam Deck resolution on the Steam Deck, you're going to be looking at probably 50 to 60 frames per second for this game.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Hi, Colin. Yorkshire. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. Thanks for checking in. Dock or undocked? I'm using the Steam Deck dock, if that's what you're asking, Father's Face. I'm not using a third party right now. I'm using the Steam Deck dock. But undocked, playing on the device itself, 1280 by 800, you're going to get 50 to 60 frames per second for this game. And like I said, versus the original one, oh, geez, they're starting to shoot. Versus the original Outer Worlds, we had to drop, to get 50 to 60 frames per second, I had to drop it to 800 by 500. So it's definitely optimized for this version. Although it doesn't have like FSR. And I do have it installed to the SSD part, not to the micro SD card. I don't know if they didn't mention anything about that, so I doubt that there's any concern of putting it on a memory card. But just so you know, that's the way I have it running right now, is off the SSD. And I have the 512 meg or gig, geez, it's from the 1990s, 512 gigabyte version Steam Deck that I'm running it on. But I have run most of these games on the 256. There's no difference. I have one of those here as well. I've never had a 64 gigabyte one, which I know that uses that uses the different memory.
The control room should be
It's not, what is it? It's not an NVMe 2. It's a, or it is an NVMe 2. I can't remember how they have that. But there's, the 64 has a little bit different memory that it uses for running, for storage. Here's something. But yeah, we're getting 60 frames per second inside of here at 1080p, which is fantastic, right? I mean, yes, it's indoors. It's not in the open world, but it's still, the game is running extremely well. I'm super happy with the update. It's worth the $8 since I already owned the game, you know, to buy it, in my opinion. If I had to buy it, like I would definitely consider it a good upgrade. Buying it brand new for, what is it, $49 or $59? I mean, the game's great, so you're getting all of the DLC plus the upgrade, plus an amazing game. So yeah, I can't really see it being a bad one. Oh, now that's awesome, Father's Face. I could definitely see being on the road and having a Steam Deck. By far, I think that solves a lot of people's problems. I mean, whether you're in an RV or you know, you're a professional truck driver and that's your job, or you are a van lifer or whatever it ends up being, right? Like a Steam Deck changes it. And even for me, I mean, I live in a house, right? I live at home. I don't travel. I work remotely. And I still play the Steam Deck more than I play my PC rig or my PS5 or my Xbox Series X. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I find the device fascinating that they've been able to, you know, optimize games that I never thought, like this game. And if you go back and check out my previous video, which, give me 1 second, I'll link that here in the, I'm not trying to get extra views. I'm just saying, like, look at what I did to get the game running then, and look at how it's running right now. The new updates that they've added, and you know the performance that we're seeing here. So the Outer Worlds, I got to find the video. I've got a lot here. Let's see, where is this thing? There it is. Okay, let me put this in the chat. So this is the original one. There we go. And where'd my chat go? It still says I'm not signed into chat. It's so weird. And then when I go over here, I'm signed into chat, but it's a secondary window. I don't know, whatever. Take a second and just go look at that and see the performance that I was getting on the original Outer Worlds versus the performance that we're getting here. I even have one that's like direct feed too for the original one. But regardless, just looking at how it's running and what we had to do to get it to run at like, you know, a decent resolution versus frames per second, right? This one, yeah, 60 frames per second in here at 1080p is pretty impressive. 30 frames per second, 30 to 40 as we were getting outside at 1080p is really impressive. Especially when, you know, if like you're saying, Father's Face, you're going to be using it handheld mode. That's only a 1280 by 800p screen. So you're going to get 60, you know, probably close to 60 frames most of the time. I will say, like, there's going to be areas where the shaders and all of that are going to take to load, and you know, the Steam Deck has that issue, right? They're still addressing that when you're first playing a new game with the pre-shader loading and all that stuff, but all that down the road will be fixed. Oh, very cool. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Do we have to, is the door open or do we have to have a password? Nope, it's still sealed. I have to find the password. And I thought it was right in here. Oh, there it is. Thank you for the sub. It must be in the next room. Nope, it's further back then. Uh-oh. Go down, robot. Go down. There we go. Oop. Here we go. Unlock office door. And then we got to go to here. No, wait, wrong way. This way. Was that it? That might have been. We might have unlocked it, I guess. Oh no, terminal access. I saw it right there. Oh, jeez. Message. One of these had it, I thought. maybe not. Oh, another gun. I don't think there's anything in here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can find. Let me just check back up here before we go down. I might have missed something because I've been chatting. Or reading chat. Which I don't have any problem with, but I don't want to miss the things that we need to find here. Okay. I think we need to get that quest. Come on, take it. All right, let's run now.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Ooh. I still have a cold that I've been fighting back here, so I apologize. I will mute here and there. Okay, can we get in now? Enter passcode. There we go. Now we can get in there. So yeah, I mean, super happy with the performance. Like I said, I think it's I mean, yes, they could have done the patch for free for all the people that own the game. They did have to put some time into this. I would suggest that, just knowing some of the things that they've changed, so it helps offset the cost a little bit. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Good, she took care of them. I was like, I'm out of bullets. I don't have anything. I've shot every bullet I had. And I don't know if I have any other weapons. Let me see what I got. Oh, wrong one. I do have some. Let's take that. Oh, did I not equip that? Hang on. Oh, I did. I should just equip everything.
Sure.
Where's my selector? There's my health. God, it's been a while since I played the game. There we go. Why? Okay, yep, got ammo. Let's go ahead and take these.
What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk?
Once we get out of here... Oh, geez. Once we get out of this area, I think we'll try a couple other different resolutions. $16x900 seems to be kind of your best bet for most games if you want to have a decent experience when you're connected. That's what I've seen. So that's a favorite go-to kind of resolution for the Steam Deck for me when I'm playing, you know, direct capture or feed. There we go. I think our crazy, misunderstood friend down here is going to help us.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Let's see. Calm down.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining me. Let's see. You're eating sprats. Sprats are like they're rats or something like that. Okay, not imagining me.
Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Definitely not insane. What do you do? What do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon.
Fancy.
I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You were an engineer?
Specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
How do I stop them?
I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Come on.
You know,
I think I
it
did
reminds
do
me of myself
persuade
back
as
when
like
I was
my
such a
one of my
glad
skills, so.
I discovered a flaw. Their
Plus I'm
hostility
playing
level
again on
is
easy,
hardwired to
so
maximum. There's no
so we can
changing
see
that.
more of it.
Criminals
Otherwise I'd die left and right.
so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering.
I know
There's a behavioral
Pavardi
control
is.
terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it
All
down.
we needed. Father's face. So a good thing to point out on the Steam Deck, just so, and this would be in like your situation. I know you got power in your rig and all that in your cab and everything, but battery power for a game like this is probably going to be about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It's going to be between there when you're running this game, just so you're aware. Now you can have if you have AC power, you can have the charger in, it doesn't matter then at that point. But I know a lot of people have questions around like how long is a battery going to last playing like a specific game? And you can usually tell by watching, you know, what the wattage is and all that. And this one runs about 22 to 25 watts, which is reasonable for, you know, newer games. I'll excuse myself. We'll move on. For some older games, for actually the game we played yesterday, which is more indie game, Dead Cells, excellent game. Had a great time with that. I think we got to go up, right? Yeah. That game only uses like 7 to 10 watts, depending upon where you're at in the game and how much is being thrown at it. And that one would probably give like 4 hours, maybe a little bit more. And then you got your middle of the road, which is trying to think of a game that hits like 13 to 15. Some of your older like Dead Space games, like the original Dead Space, not the Dead Space remake that just came out, but like original Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, those probably all run in that 13 to 15 watt range. And that would probably be about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Let's see. Oh. I think we got to go behind here. Oh, we got to shut down the steam though. Oh. Something. Oh, that guy's shooting. Oh, and I'm out of bullets again. You're kidding me. Okay. She's going to have to shoot them because I have to do a melee change here. Good luck. Oh, maybe I do have something that's got bullets. Oh, geez, that guy came in here. And I hit my button. I've got like 6 shots. Give me a break. Make them count. Dead on. There we go. Is this an electric gun? No, this is a regular gun. All right, let's see if we can shut this down. There we go. Oh. I probably should grab one of those swords. They're all the same. It's not going to make too much of a difference. There we go. Oh, this is for Adjusting gear. Modifying it. Yep, we're fine. Now, if they sold bullets... Okay, go through there. We can go up. Here we go.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Aren't we sending it? I think we're sending it to her. That's the plan.
Unexpected. Incoming!
That's bullet time. That works out well enough. Okay, let's see. Down here. Oh, geez, there's two of them.
Searching for
Get this guy. There we go. Where was our... Oh, it's up top. I think we gotta go up here. There it is.
Celeste. I'm not sure what the bite is. All I know is the decision's final.
Oh boy, she's so serious about this. Oh, barred. And that one's barred too. Nope, that one's open. Cool. I'll take some of that. Let's see. We came in that door down here. Didn't we? Yeah. This is the way. All right, we'll get out of this building and then we'll toy around with some more of the areas. But
Once we do this,
you know, the one thing we'll do
Mister?
before we
Look, I know you
go
want
out of
to
here is we're going to
tolerate
change
it
some of the
all.
settings
I just
just to see what we can get.
Do you understand what you're about to do?
Okay, let me hear
I
what
think
she's
you
saying.
cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies.
She's making a good case.
But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hardworking folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Let's see. How about
Miss
this?
McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Huh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I just...
Well, we're just going to make a decision. I was barely listening anyhow.
Oh, well. Okay then.
Got the power. Redirect that thing. Go. To the botanical. There we go. We're good. We've made a decision. It was an executive call. Let's get... Oh, yeah, before we leave. So, right now we're on what I would say like the lowest of the low settings. So let's bump that up to medium and just see what we get in here. It didn't really fluctuate. maybe a little bit. Like as we turn around, it's jumping below 60. I mean, it was pretty much holding 60 frames the whole time in here, but it's still not doing bad. It's just a little fluctuation here and there. So let's make an adjustment again and bump up the quality to high. What's our very high? Ultra. Let's go to high. So I expect, okay, yeah. Now we're down below 50 inside of the enclosed space. But still, not too bad. Let's just try, let's go all the way to the top. We'll just make it quicker. We'll just go all the way to Ultra and see what we get in here. You wouldn't be able to play Ultra outside for sure. I doubt that you'd really want to play, if you're playing at 1080p, I doubt you'd want to even play anything below, above medium because of the frame rate issues, drops. Yeah, seeing here on Ultra, I mean, it looks, the character, you know, the detail and everything looks great, but it's definitely 20s. It's putting a little bit of strain on the old Steam Deck. It's kind of warm. It's the fan's blowing right now. Let's go ahead and see what it'll do when we get outside. It might even crash. It might be a little too much for it. I like stressing them out. I don't worry about it. I've owned this thing for more than a year because I got it. I was on the beta, so I got it earlier. And so we're at about 16 frames, 13, 17. It looks nice, but yeah, it's pretty rough in terms of frame rates. So let's back those frame rates down a little bit, or bring them back and back down the quality. Let's try high, just while we're out here. Okay, 20s to 30s. Oh, I thought that guy was fighting me. You didn't take him down yet? Come on. Jeez. Yeah, it's surprisingly pretty good. 1080p at 30-ish frames per second. Let's get out of here and we'll go to the next thing. Right, this is what Xbox 360, PS3 would have given you in terms of like 30 frames per second was their norm kind of thing. They're dropped down a little bit, so yeah, let's back this thing down. It's down into the 10s, 20s. Or the teens and 20s. So let's go back down to low. Oop. Because I think low had us, what was it? Some... Oop. There we go. Low had us in the 30s, 40s outside. Sometimes it dips into the 20s, but yeah, there we go. But at 1080p, that's much better than it was performing, like I said, the original one. The original version. Needs us to go this way. Well, that's cool. I like that color palette. That's nice in there. I thought there was bad guys in here. Oh, yeah, there was. I just ran over a grenade, or a landmine. Sheesh. Oh, I don't even have the stuff to do it. Do I now? Yes. criminal activities.
Easy.
Yep, we'll take all that. We don't need any other junk. But we do need the ammo. There we go. There we go. Let's get out of here. Yeah. I mean, again, we're kind of bouncing from area to area. So let's try 1600 by 900. Now again, it's not really going to change on your end because the stream is stuck at 720p, but this is kind of the sweet spot that I find. Direct, if you can run it at this with a direct capture, or direct feed gameplay, this is the best resolution on a 1080p screen or even a 4K screen like I'm playing on here. It actually gives it enough where it's just slightly below blurry. It's like right at blurry, right? Like it looks good enough, but it's not 720p blurry. And if they had FSR, you probably could. I don't think I have FSR turned on here. Let me see. Let's do this. For a little bit of the game, we're going to turn up the data that we can see, the telemetry data. I don't think... Oh no, there's FSR. So even though the game doesn't have FSR, we can use the FSR that's in the Steam Deck. And now we're getting 60. Well, I think we were getting 60 before. It's when we look at this area, we're getting 60. But when we're out in the open world, we're still in the 30s, 1600 by 900. It's a little sharper because of that FSR. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I thought if they put 90 hertz, it would be perfect. If they could get it to, yeah. I mean, if they could get it to that, it would be amazing. I would just love to see them be able to lock in 60 at 1280p. But, obviously, that's a lot to ask. But yeah, I mean, if you could get 90 or 144, it'd be amazing. I don't know what you'd have to have. Maybe atomic generator. Who knows?
Is Reed hiding in there?
Mr. Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding Edgewater into prosperity.
Okay, do we...
Desertion is a criminal offense.
I think we need to go in here. I think we need to get something out of it. The power... Maybe we need to talk to Reed. There he is.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
It's not personal. I just need it.
Our regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
Can't intimidate, which is unfortunate. I'm leaving and I'm going to get my power generator. Oh, strike. Strike quickly. It's just all these innocent guards. Where's that thing that we need? This is it. Let's get off the planet and see what that's like. That's what I was trying to do, was get us as quickly as we could to get off the planet so we can see what else the game runs at. Will Valve continue to offer a stronger version of the Steam Deck? You know, that's a good question, right? Like, they're an engineering company. They obviously can do that. Reed, don't try it. Being that they have the technical capability easily, they could make a Steam Deck 2. I don't know if they're ready to go down that road in the next year or two, but it's going to be interesting to see how they handle more demanding titles and the expectation of people to be able to play those titles similar to the way they would play. We're just running. Similar to the way they would play them on a PS4 or 5, Xbox, right? Like there's that dilemma of trying to keep similar pace, but with a machine that's more like a Switch than it is like a PS5, obviously. You know, the Switch is not going to be able to do everything as well as a PC, a 3090, a 4090, right? A PS5 can do things like that. So I think that's always a challenge they're going to face. But I think they'll have to, you know, if they really want the Steam Deck to be their gateway into PC gaming, which is what they want. They want consumers from console to play the Steam Deck to be able to come over to PC. I think they'll definitely want to keep up to, you know, the iterations of it. I don't think there's a lot of room that you could ever upgrade these things. Oh, this is it Rodeo? I think it's Rodeo. I'm sitting further back. Rodeo. Yeah, no, this runs way better than the original version on the Steam Deck. Right now, you know, we're getting around the 40 frames per second, but we're playing at 1600 by 900. We were playing at 1080p just a few minutes ago, and you know, testing out different resolutions, and it's been performing really well. Right now, let's switch it to 720p. We could do 1280 by 800, but obviously it's not the right format for the stream. Or what am I thinking of? The ratio is not correct. Screen ratio. But we're playing low settings, 720p, and give it a sec to come back here. 40s. Let's see what we get. A little bit blurrier. Obviously, you can. That's what I was saying. Like, I think if you're doing direct capture, 1600 by 900 is going to be your friend. But in lots of the game, we were getting 60 frames per second. You know, there could be performance issues on PC on the Steam Deck. I've had, like, Wild Hearts ran on the Steam Deck. It had so many issues on my PC rig that I didn't even want to play it on PC. But the Steam Deck, it would run, but it wasn't great frame rates. What's the difference in this over the original one? Hey, stay good. Performance on the Steam Deck is number one, probably the biggest thing. But there is graphic quality updates and other items like that. So if you've got the original, it's like an $10 upgrade, something like that. On Steam, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the $8. They could have done it for free, but I think it's probably good that they gave an option to upgrade.
So handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive mark? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling.
Okay, bring her along. Let's get the hell in the ship, lady, and let's go.
A real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater.
Guess what? You're a part of it.
That don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Not if you become a pirate like this. Let's see. I like that. Why are you telling me this?
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But
Yeah, the original. I have a video that I'd linked in the chat here. That is the original game where I was playing it on the Steam Deck, and I agree. I mean, it was to get it to run decent, like 40 to 60 frames per second. You had to drop it to like 800 by 500 resolution. But I was playing this earlier today. I put out a video on it, and I was getting 40 to 60 at 1280p. Or sorry, at 1280 by 800, 800p. So it's far better. In more cases, you'll get 60 than you'll get 40. Let's just say that. It's definitely running much better. I think that's the biggest adjustment, right, for the Steam Deck, obviously. Yep, jump in.
Yes. I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now.
Yeah, don't call me Captain Hawthorne, though. That's not my name. That's what the ship calls you. Because it was doing the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You got to be called Captain Hawthorne to run the ship. Okay, we're all in here. Let's put the thing in and get the hell off the planet.
I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power.
That's right.
I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
Where do we put the thing? Great. Oh, I think we drop it up here, maybe. I don't know. We have to talk to the computer, maybe.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have the power.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Nope.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable
Sure.
in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I will be right back. Sweet. And then we'll be able to go, I think it's the space station is the first thing. So we go check that out. That'll give us a good idea of like a little bit more performance or another area. There we go. In enclosed areas, I can say this. I mean, you're going to get, pretty good frame rates regardless. But in the open world, it was, like I said, 30 to 40 at 1600 by 900, which we were playing, which was running really well.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Yep, let's get out of here. Now, I will say, like this, I don't know why, this is the first time, but I don't know why it would have such bad performance here. It's an old video. Maybe they didn't update that video. I don't know. It's weird.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Oh, that's our guy.
Hail and hearty.
He's the one that got us out of sleep.
I see you're putting
Deep
the
sleep or whatever.
unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Let's see. I can slow down time. Never been better. We're good.
Good, great, excellent. Let's move on. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth
I like how the
ever had.
computer's looking up at him.
Revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Well, let's go. Sounds good. Fine, I'll have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
All right.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in...
They just like to go on and on.
If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
We are ready to go. Navigation terminal. So the groundbreaker, that's the kind of space station thing, I think. Let's go there.
Destination reached.
Okay.
The groundbreaker.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing a little bit of fluctuation, but not too bad. Let me go get that thing from his cabin. There we go. Yeah, that looks cool. All right. Okay, no time to talk.
Good luck, Captain.
Come on, Pavardi. So this will be a little bit different area than where we were. I think it's mostly going to be one of those enclosed areas, so probably better performance than in an open world kind of environment. And it seems like when you first go into an area, it's got to load up all the stuff and it takes a little bit of time.
That's not the point. This hat would just not.
It's in the 30s, okay.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick.
50s. Yeah, the closer you get to like something like this, the faster it runs. '50s, okay, yeah. It's like I said, I think it's that shader caching that causes it.
Identification.
Okay, here you go.
Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Wow.
I want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford.
Great. I'll go talk to him.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
The guy's impounding my ship and he needs a favor. Come on. Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sick bay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Let my ship go. All right, let's see. See you around, buddy. Yep, a new area, so you gotta wait for a second, let it load, let it get all the stuff cached. I think somewhere, there is ways to disable that in the launch parameters. We're going the wrong way here. We need to go this way. Ooh, fancy. Let's try throwing it back up to 1600 by 900 again. That, like I said, that looks to be the best to me. Let's see.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastard.
Oh, this is the guy.
Yeah, no one wants more groundbreaking.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Forget Alex. Why'd you impound my ship?
Not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I asked him to turn in Phineas Wells.
Welcome, Orange Fanta. The recognized bodies in the water. No.
Right now, I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go.
Let's see. Thrilling.
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Nope, never mentioned him.
Well, that's just terrible news. Oh, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Let's see. Nope, we're good. Let's go find the woman. We really didn't need to deal with him too much. I think we have to go into the engineering area, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh, maybe after we talk with her. Hang on. 40, yeah. Again, still.
I know she's in there, Mfuru. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
They're having an argument, and we just walked through. Unauthorized.
What's that noise? Open
Hey. It was a mistake. Yep, they're still coming at me. I should have used the shroud, I think. I think that's what I needed. Do I have that? Let's see. Character inventory. Don't need that. Hibernation suit. Where's that thing? That's what it is. The maybe I don't need that. No, you know what it was? You probably just had to be like, okay, get away from me. I don't want to kill you. Maybe we can just run through. Oh, we didn't want to go that way anyhow. Did we settle this off for nothing? Probably. I went the wrong door. Does anybody else see her chasing, trying to heal me? Yep, gotta talk to you. Do I have to get rid of this person? Okay, get away from me. Come here. There we go. We dealt with that. Jeez. All right.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Just like store-bought. Let's see.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, report. We're outside the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
I think this is where we got to go into engineering.
I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Nope, we do anything.
Do you know Edna over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called BIT for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corp...
Here, let's go ahead and... I'm going to pull the power on this. It's going to drop out here. Let me get rid of her.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys.
It's going to drop out the image for a second or two, but it'll give us an idea of what the Steam Deck is using for power.
You know where to find me. Here, take a kit.
There we go. Give it a sec. It'll come right back up. But what it'll do, it'll show us what the Steam Deck's running like on battery in terms of power usage, and it's running about 23, 24 watts right now. 25. So yeah, this is, like I said, about an hour or about an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 is what you can expect running this game. There's always some things you can do to bounce that down, keep it at 30 frames per second, run it at a lower resolution. But that's probably what you're going to be looking at. Yeah. Pretty good. Can't go that way. Oh. Maybe we had to talk to somebody else. Did I miss some more conversation, or was that... I thought that conversation with her was over. Maybe not. We just kind of ran out of there.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
Oh, no. You know what? It's just still coming up because
Anytime.
you have heard that you come back after you talked, I think, with the other one, Ellie or whatever her name was. We'll run back this way. So 40, yeah, it's still saying, but we got to go into engineering. I'm pretty sure we do, but let's see. Edna, that's her name.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
Nope.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly...
There we go.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Subscribe. That's the character name. I was like, what?
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Let's see.
At ease. Nice to see an outsider with some working brain cells. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Let's see. None of your business, just passing through. Nope.
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Let's see.
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. My engineers have managed to keep the heat to livable levels, but all the fixes are temporary. This wound is bound to fester. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
Why wouldn't she go
Hold
get the
on.
parts?
There's something you should know before you go charging off. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
We'll get them.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
All right, where's the back bay? Back here? Nope. Yeah, I mean, overall, kind of final words on this. I think we'll be pretty good here. I mean, we've seen a lot of the game. Obviously, I think it's doing way better than the original game did on the Steam Deck. I think in general, you're getting decent frame rates on the Steam Deck when you're in portable mode, which is really what I think most people play anyhow. So yeah, this one, pretty happy with this. I'll probably toy around with it a little bit more, maybe even do a graphics comparison video. Oh, here's the miscreants.
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Oh, they've already killed somebody. But yeah, with the Steam Deck, running in portable on battery, like I said, you're going to get about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you're lucky. But you're going to get pretty good experience across the board. 800p this time instead of lowering the resolution, and better frames per second. So yeah, I mean, if you've already got the game for a $10 upgrade, not bad. But if you don't have the game, obviously you get everything, all the DLCs and all of that. For 59, I think it is 49 or 59, probably 59. But it's not a bad performer on the Steam Deck. Pretty good. But I think we'll call it good here. I thank everybody for checking in again. Every game that we do, it's a newer game. we'll end up doing a live stream right after the video goes live. So do appreciate everybody for checking those out, liking the videos, subscribing, all that stuff. I won't be doing any more this week as far as I know, because I got like jury duty. So even though I have some games being sent over, won't be able to get to them, unfortunately. So you'll probably see them just in either a daily video or something like that. But next week we'll be back on track. I'm not sure what comes out next week, but we know in a couple weeks we've got Resident Evil, the remake 4 for that one, and then I think Last of Us Part 1 for PC and things like that. So we'll be doing here on the channel. But appreciate everybody for checking it out. Again, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon. See you later. Thanks.